was my good jig. Line caught, snapped off. You can cast over me. Just make sure you're over, yeah. Yeah, because it swings in, so you're always okay casting. Yeah, the longer rod makes it easier to cast too. Spoons and spinners. It's so clear already. Cast down there, they're out there. See? Is that a chum? Looks like a chum, fighting like a chum. Try to get him off. Chums never come off. It's so easy to lose coho, but like chum just don't come off. Like you give coho one little bit of slack like that, it's gone. Chum, the hook never comes out. The shape of their mouth is just a hook magnet. You had a bite? Chum on the spinner. Cans. Okay, goodbye. He's free to go make babies. Not many coho going through. You got one? Don't drop the rod down. Keep the rod up. Yeah. Chum? No way. I don't like swimming that much. There's an Our Lady Peace song. It goes like, it's a Canadian band. I don't know if you ever heard them. The song goes, I'll be waving my hand, watching you drown. Watching you scream. I would put that song to that video. Oh, millions of views, man. The sound effects they put out here are great. See, those are some coho out there splashing around. They're a little bit further. With the spinner. Oh, there we go. Another chum. They started hitting the bead all of a sudden. All right, that looks pretty shiny. Play chum. Yeah, it's chum. Chum, yeah, the coho don't fight like that. Ah, it was fun to see the float go down though. That was a rocket. Ours in Alberta used to be yellow. Oh, there you go. Oh, real. Yeah. Oh, is that a coho? That's a coho. No, just a female chum. It's fighting like a coho though. Keep reeling. That's a coho, right? Yeah, I think that's a coho. Oh, no, is it? Chummy? Yeah, it's a chum again. Man, you're the chum slayer. I love when that float goes down, huh? Chum just make it sink real hard. They give you a good chance. It's tons of chum. Their mouths are so sharp. Yeah. That's the other reason I don't like catching them. It's like brutal. I know. Oh man. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a coho. Finally a coho. That's a nice one. You need a bead, Mike. I'm telling you, beads are where it's at.
I'll try to float this.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Eric. Is it a hatchery? Yeah. I think so. He's good. Yeah. That's a chromer. Look at that. Wait. Okay. The chum give you like lots of time to set the hook. The coho give you like quarter of the time. That's.
I have a hook to hook one then.
No, you do. But you'll get practice with the chums, and then it gets you used to it, and then yeah, there's so many fish in there coming through. Oh, there we go. Oh, chum. Oh, they give you so much time to set the hook. Oh man, he's look at that rod. Oh man. Oh, there. Did he break off? Good. There we go. Oh, missed him. Oh, I snapped the hook off. That's the problem. Those chum teeth are so sharp, they just cut the line. I should put one with 17-pound on. There we go. Chum. Chum. I think it's a chum. Yeah. It was a chum, right? The tail is like a little green. Like a chum. I just put the bead right on the hook. Yeah. Because I kept missing them, so. Same channel. Oh, there we go. I got him. I don't know. I think it's a chum. Yeah, oh no. Is it? Sure fighting different. It's a chum. Yeah, put this one on.
Okay. Thank you.
It can keep it.
What color is yours?
Oh, there we go. Fish on. Oh, pink, bright pink. I love chum downs because it stays down so long.
You have time to think.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, it's down. Okay, I can set the hook. Yeah, set the hook. Oh, there's a fish there. They're the best for learning how to float fish.
Yeah.
Oh, coho. It broke right off, huh? Or did the bead come off the hook?
No, the hook's off.
Oh, he finally snapped. Yeah, after catching so many chum, it like makes abrasions on the line.
No, that's my new one.
Oh, that's your new one?
A new and older one.
So you just snapped it right off. I did that 2 or 3 times yesterday, but it was pretty clear water, and I was using 8-pound tests on a couple of them. Set the hook, and it's just like, toonk, gone. All of a sudden, we're gonna get bites like crazy because more are coming up. Oh, look at all the fish. All of a sudden, they're just here, huh? Oh, that was cool. It's just nuts how they move in like schools, huh? Up the rapids. Oh, that was such a coho. It just went like, dunk, dunk. Look at that. Pulled my bead right down. Coho. I'm gonna sharpen my hook.
You have a sharpener?
Yeah. This is the newest, another best secret I've told you. Keep a little stone in your pocket. I always touch I feel it because sometimes the tip gets bent a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you just run it over that. Especially when I miss a few bites. I sharpen it up so it's like sticky sharp. So it's just when I rub my skin over it, it sticks into it. And then you're golden. That's my tip of the day.
Well, I mean, my friend is just fishing. Oh, yeah, there you go. That one? That's a combo.
Probably chum.
Oh, my friend is
Pretty chrome chum, huh? Man, if chum was open, I could take that shiny one home. Look at that one, Mike.
pretty clean looking.
Pretty clean. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, chum. Chum. Oh, okay, chill out. Wow. Right in the roof of the mouth.
Get him by the seam over there?
Yeah, right in the seam.
Oh, my God.
Yep, yeah, there's coho mixed in too. Coho and chum. The little splashes, the quick splashes are the coho. Bigger splashes are the chum. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, that's fun. Jumping, flipping. You see that bobber down? So I was fishing this spot, and there's a stump right there. I got on a stump, and it was hard to figure out which way the shoot, he's gonna get caught in the blackberries. Get caught in the blackberries. And I was having trouble getting the depth right, and finally I look at that nice fish. Finally got the depth right, and that's why when you're float fishing and you see other guys catching fish, sometimes they have the floats that slide. It's really hard to see what depth they're catching at. It's almost like they're hiding that information from you. I fish a fixed float, so if guys look at my float, they know exactly how long to put it, because the depth made all the difference. I was fishing too short before and not getting any bites, and now I'm at the right depth, getting lots of bites. So just keep that in mind when you're float fishing. Depth is probably the most important part of being a successful float fisherman. Is you don't want that bait to be like your weight and bait to be actually dragging it through the rocks. You want it just off the bottom, up to like a foot or two off bottom. Some days they'll hit it higher up, but some days, just having it like tumble like 3 inches off bottom is what they want. So you really have to adjust and figure it out. But once you get the depth, you just keep putting it through the same lane where the fish are traveling, and fish on. Let's try to get another one. They're in there jumping, waiting for me. And once I find the depth, because floats move sometimes, what I do is I put my rod up, I reel my float up to the tip, and then I see where on the rod the bait comes to, so I remember that's if my float moves, I know how deep to be fishing, okay? And then when it starts tipping sideways like that, the weight is bouncing on the bottom. So if you want to fish that zone, you just lift your weight up probably 6 to 12 inches. But I'm fishing a deeper zone in front of that shallow zone. So I fish up to that section. And like right here, the float, you see it's just floating nice and straight. And I let it float with some slack line. I'm using braided line so it floats. And then you mend the line by just lifting the line off the water. And so you keep your rod pointed at the float and in good contact, so when you get a bite, you don't have a whole bunch of slack. Because if you have a whole bunch of slack when you go to set the hook, you won't be connected to the float, and the fish will likely let go before you even get your rod tip to be connected in a direct line to that hook. And the deeper it is, the bigger you need to swing that rod, because if you think about it, that line goes down and then out, and it's pulling that bait along. So when the fish pulls it down, you have to straighten all of that line to get the hook in. So you miss a lot. That's what happens. It's not a big deal. You just, if you're missing bites, you know you're at least doing something right. Okay? That's what I always say. And then it takes practice to set the hook just right. Sometimes in deeper water, they'll hold it a little longer. So if you give them a second to take it down, you'll get a better hook set than if you set it right away. And the other thing is, if you aren't getting fish along your usual line, try lines closer, like further and closer, and that'll help you get more fish, because sometimes you'll fish the fish out on your line, or they move over to the side, because they do move in the runs, and then that'll help you like locate the fish if they've moved. If you're with other guys fishing, you just watch their floats where they get bites, and then that's where you run your float through. When you're fishing with other guys, it makes it easier because you can see the depth they're fishing, and you can see the line that they're getting hit on. And when they get a bite and they miss it, put that float right through that same spot, and quite often your bobber will go down again, because that same fish is usually aggressive, and if they hit once, quite often either that fish or another fish right beside it will hit. There we go. Oh, see, that was a bite. I missed it. I waited a little bit, but he dropped it too fast for me. Or I didn't get a good hook set because it's drifting back towards me. So sometimes it's hard to get a hook set when you're hooking fish when they float. There we go. Oh, he came off. See, pods of fish usually get a bunch of bites right away. Well, let's try that. Just a little bit of roll in there. Because I touched that one though. The first one I didn't touch. Second one I definitely touched. So I'm not sure if I'll get another bite, if that was the same fish or not. Sometimes it's a fresh pot of fish come through, and then you get a bunch of bites. If it's the same fish and you touched him, you probably won't get a bite. You tie an egg loop knot so you can actually push the line through the hook like that, and you hold it. I put my hand in there, and then I grab my bait. I put the bait in these little containers that you get from the scent and preservative, and I cut them into chunks like that. This is like waterproof, and you can put it in your pocket and doesn't break, like Ziploc bags. And then you thread it. I thread it on a bunch of times through the skein so that there isn't much loose ends hanging. I keep so that you just have left with a ball roll like that. Grab the hook point and then take that loop, put it around the base of the row, and then pull it so it slides up the back of the hook, not too tight, just like that. And so the hook point showing, that way you'll get a good hook set. Look at that chum. Lots of chum in there, but they're not biting the row, thankfully. It's kind of annoying. Chum, they do bite row, but if you're going to be fishing for coho, row is a good bet because chum really hit jigs and beads. So if you're getting too many chum, try row bags or row, because you're more likely to catch the coho than the chum. It seems to be working here. Oh, did you see that quick little bite? I totally was sleeping. It was so quick. Missed it. Some bites are really quick. Some bites are slower. Sometimes the little taps like that are just the little jacks. They're pretty aggressive, so they hit it really fast and it pops down and pops up really quickly. If you miss the first set, if you don't set it, leave it keep floating, because sometimes the jacks will like turn around and they'll hit it again. But if you set the hook, you kind of lose the opportunity to do that. Always watch for stuff that's overhanging the river, like that tree. You can see a bunch of floats up there. Try Try to avoid that because that really wastes a lot of your fishing time if you put a float in a tree and break off. Then you have to retie the whole thing. So, and then it leaves a bunch of junk up in the tree. So do your best to avoid putting floats in trees. Sometimes when you set the hook, it swings back and flings into the trees behind you. Can't help anything about that, right? But just be aware of the overhanging trees on your side and the other side, because man, I've hooked them, it really slows your day down. And sometimes when the bite happens and you're not fishing, it takes you 20 minutes to retie. You could have missed like a really good portion of the bite when a bunch of fish are coming by, so it matters. And sometimes if you don't get a bunch of bites and you have a little chunk of roe, change it. Because some days, that's what they want. It takes them till it gets down to a little piece like that and just white skein before they bite. And some days, they want a full glob. So pay attention to what they're liking and cater to their desires. I know it's a pain putting on new roe. Get your hands dirty. It's gross. If you don't like that, try roll bags. But in really clear water, this like natural roe is hard to beat. And put in borax, helps like maintain the eggs and keep your hands a little drier. I think the river level's dropping, so I actually brought my depth up a little bit. Not so deep now because I stopped getting bites. There we go. See, look at that fish on. Double header. The guy on the other side has one. I have one. Look at that. They come up in pods, I'm telling you. And they just hook up like that. Oh, mine came off. Brand new bait on it. That's what they wanted, a full bait. And I shortened it up 3 inches. Boom. Fish on, but I think a pot of fish just moved in. Sometimes they like a big clump of roe. Fresh roe seems to make a difference. See that float right there? Big round one. Don't use that kind of float for salmon. Too much resistance, man. Like a lot of resistance if you have to reel that in with a fish on it. You just want a little D&E float, 20, 25 grams. Use a size like 1/0, 1, number 2, or I'm using even number 4 hook. But if you're new to it, use a little bit bigger hook, like a number 1 hook, owner hook, or BMC Texet hook. Use these little sliding egg sinkers that are appropriate weight to keep the float mostly sunk. You want it standing up straight, not on its side, just so the orange tip is sticking out. That way it's really good at indicating bites if you have it like that. Because any little touch, it just disappears real fast. It's a good, right there. So sometimes it goes down slow like that. That's still a fish. In deeper, slower water, it'll do that, okay? So remember that it's not a snag if your depth is set right and it goes down slowly like that. In deep, slow water, set the hook, okay? Don't think you're snagging. If you see it go down slowly like that, that's not a snag, that's a fish, okay? So you gotta set into those ones, because what they do is they just grab it as it's going by and they're sitting still. So it doesn't pull it down fast because they didn't come up to get it. They're just holding it in their mouth. So as the float moves down river with the current, it kind of pulls at an angle like that, which looks like a snag usually, right? But in deep, slow water, quite often that's exactly how the bites look. So keep that in mind, okay? I'll show you a more detailed setup for float fishing at home, and then you can see exactly how I tie up a float rig with the bobber stoppers and everything, so you can slide the float to set your depth. I'll show you everything later, so stick around. I'll show you that. Breaking branches and the float's gonna go down. Oh, there's a coho right there. I don't know if you saw that. They bite all over the place. If you just change the variables up more and you'll catch more fish. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Fish on. Oh, he came off. That was weird. I started reeling it in because I had all that slack in the line and the bobber went down. There we go. Oh, totally missed that one because I just mended my line. But let's see. Let's try putting it right through there again where that fish was. Let's see if he bites. I cast it not too far up, just right in front of where he was. Right about there. No, not now. I must have touched him. Oh, come on. There's lots of fish out there right now because he just caught one. So I think a pod moved in and I had a couple bites. So there's probably fish sitting there waiting to eat some roe. They come up these rapids, which is hard work for them, right? And then they hit this deep, slower water and they like it, and then they just sit there, slow down, and when stuff goes by, fish that move and then sit, they're more likely to hit than traveling fish. Traveling fish are a little harder to catch, but when they've stopped and sit, when it's going by them, likely to bite. There we go. See that one go down? I shortened it up a little bit and boom, fish on. When the water level's changing, you need to adjust your float as well. This one's a dark one. Been in the river a while, that's what that means. It's pretty dark. Look at that fish. Just unhook them just like that. I always run my finger on the hook point to see if it catches skin like that, then you know you got a sharp tip. I keep my rod tip down because I have braids so it can float on the water. Anytime the bobber starts getting drugged faster forwards, I lift the line off the water so you get a natural drift, and you don't want a big bow in your line, and so you mend it. Oh, there we go. Look, bobber down. That bobber just destroyed. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Oh man, he's coming into the blackberries. Shoot, they go into the blackberries. Oh no. Oh no. There it goes. Get him on the blackberries. Here. Let this one go. Just flip the hook out. It's barbless. Look, she doesn't even know she's gone. You guys ready? There. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Just from Calgary, catching a fish. Just watch out he doesn't go by that log. Let him go. Yeah.
Am I? Oh, okay.
Yeah, keep reeling. If he's a hatchery, I'll put him up on the beach. Oh, he's a wild. Just wait. I'll let him go. Too bad. We'll get another one. I'll just make sure.
Doesn't have the fin.
Yeah, it does. Yep, it does.
It does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You want to see? I'll show you.
Okay, you show it.
Yeah, but I just want to show you so you guys know. Here, look. See that little fin right there?
Yeah.
Little tiny adipose fin. That means they're wild.
Okay.
Go another one. That one's a hatchery, so he can come up.
This one is a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Wow. No, you have a good eye that you can tell me if it is necessary from the water.
Yeah. because I've done this a lot, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you,
You want
sir.
to bonk it and bleed it or whatever you want. There, now you got dinner. Yeah, here, there, you can use this stick. I whack 'em. Okay, nice limit today. Coho salmon. It's a pretty big one. Very long fish, not hugely fat. And 3 nice fish, super chrome one. He's been in the river a little bit longer. Have a good evening, guys.
Yeah, guys, thank you very much.
Stay safe. Enjoy the fish, yeah. Okay. So we're done at the river. Got a limit. It was a little bit of a slow start. The run we usually fish, at least this year, had been invaded by chum. And the coho were moving through pretty quickly. They weren't really sitting there like before with all the chum. So was considering leaving, and when we were heading out, the spot that I wanted to fish had 4 or 3 guys there who all had their limits and they're taking off. So I said, okay, let's just try here for a few minutes. And guys were catching fish in the run. So we stuck around and put a few more on the beach. And now we're going home with a bag full of fish for coho. That's a really good day. So, if you like this video, hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to follow along and see more videos, in case I ever make more and you want to watch them. And yeah, share a comment with me. If you feel I busted your spot, I'm sorry. I won't tell any specifics, and people who recognize the spot will recognize it. And others, well, I'm sure they'll be looking for it. But it's all about timing. Gotta hit the run. Gotta fish the right kind of day, right kind of weather, right kind of water levels. Because spots change all the time, and that's the great thing about river fishing is where you fish one day may vary a lot from one day to the next, depending on all those variables I just said, like weather, water levels, rain, lighting, pressure from other anglers, a lot of things. So yeah, I thought I saw a bear in the river. I think it's just a stump. Oh wait, is that a bear? No, I'm pretty sure it's just a stump. Yeah, okay. In coho, you can wait for if you're in a really prime location, you can wait for the fish to come to you. They do kind of move all day if the water levels are good. And fish will come by throughout the day if you're in a good location, but if you're not, nothing's happening. Usually by 9-10 a.m. don't see any fish and you think it's a good spot, we usually pack up and change locations, and we usually move to a whole new section of the river because obviously the fish have moved from one day to the next. So things to keep in mind when you're fishing on the river. Okay, like I said, if you have more questions, comments, concerns, place them in the comment section below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for being respectful. Keep the rivers clean and go catch some salmon. Good luck. God bless. See you later.